Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live session. I'm Ankita Patil, product evangelist at SellerApp, and today we are going to talk everything about ONDC. I can see a lot of people joining in, so please feel free to hit the chat box, say hi, where you're from, which marketplace are you dealing with, which stage of Amazon selling are you at, and we are really excited to know about it all. Hey Shreya, how are you? Welcome to the session. Hey Raj. Hi Archie. Oh, thank you. I like the background too. Awesome. So imagine this, a world where the future isn't just something that happens, it's something you create. Inspired by the words of Abraham Lincoln, who once wisely said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. We embark on a journey that's all about shaping destiny rather than merely following it. Now, you may have noticed that in the past few months, ONDC has been making waves in the media, sparking curiosity and leaving us all eager to know more. Just as Lincoln's vision transformed a nation, your brand's presence on ONDC has the power to revolutionize the ways customers connect with your products and drive limitless growth opportunities. Today, we dive deep into ONDC and discover what it holds for the world of D2C commerce. But before that, let me tell you, this is just one chapter in the incredible series we are dedicating to exploring the thriving Indian market. Also, we are all set to publish the highly awaited D2C report, a treasure trove of insights that will undoubtedly change the game for all of us. And to guide us through ONDC, we have two extraordinary gentlemen with us, experts who have experienced firsthand how ONDC has the power to transform the way they connect with customers. They are here to share their stories, knowledge, and their wisdom with all of us. I'm talking about Dilip Vamanan, the co founder of SellerApp, and Badrinath Mishra, Vice President Network Expansion at ONDC. So let me bring them on the screen. Hi Dilip, hi Badrinath, how are you? Welcome to the session.
Hi Ankita, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Hey
Hey, hi
Ankita, hi
Badri.
Dilip. Hi Dilip. Wonderful to be here. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah. So I think Ankita, we have been planning this from some time to have all the D2C folks out there, right? So how many
Right.
folks do we have today live?
So currently we are having 30 people live.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are they
So
from? Which city?
so mostly they like I can see few of them have mentioned Mumbai, a few of them have mentioned Delhi, and others are from Bangalore as well. So yeah.
Okay, sure.
So yeah.
So I'll take it
Uh,
from here. Since Badri is here, I'll take it from here. So Badri, welcome to the. I think you're the first time joining the Seller app live video.
Yes.
Really, thanks for joining today. And I'm sure that most of the brands whom you are already working with, they have a lot of things to learn from you.
Hey Dilip, thank you for having me here. And thank you. Yes, it is the first time I'm on the screen with SellerApp. We have had a lot of offline discussions when you are in office or over the call, over emails. I'm
Right.
super excited. Good to see that businesses are flocking in to understand ONDC more, and you guys are also doing an incredible thing at SellerApp. For everybody's knowledge, I must thank Dilip and team and entire SellerApp gang for supporting ONDC concept with taking care of multiple government PSUs and initiatives, especially focusing on MSME sector. You know that is an incredibly large sector for an economy like India, where more than 30% of the GDP is spelled by that sector. And thanks, Dilip, for playing a significant role as a network participant. And also, I would thank you for being reliable and credible participant on the network from supply side, of course, supporting D2C brands, many D2C brands. To name a few, Bombay Shaving Company, The Man Company, Ajmal and Sons. Yeah.
So Badri, I think so. Generally, if you look at it, I think the journey you also had in e-commerce is like not I mean, you have been in the e-commerce industry at least for more than a decade now, almost, right? And you
Yes.
started from the traditional players like Snapdeal and Fab India, and then you are essentially the vice president of ONDC. So how has been this journey? Like, so something like this, right? This is not a small initiative, right? It is cutting across all the different segments, and potentially in the next couple of years we will see a huge revolution happening in the country. So how has been that transformation for you?
Dilip, it has been incredible. I remember it was 2010 when I first get a hands-on on e-commerce with Fab India, of course. And 2013, I saw how a marketplace works with Snapdeal. And if I see in last 13 years, it has taken a huge jump in terms of building efficiency, building inclusiveness, and making it so comfortable for customers to buy and for sellers to sell. And as you said, with ONDC, we see a future of a population scale inclusion of sellers and buyers. And at ONDC, we always spell that everybody who has an access to internet should be able to shop, and everybody who has a product or a service to catalog should be able to sell. So that's the vision. And I must tell you, it's the journey has been incredible. It's looking at technology taking a shift, customer experience and seller experiences taking a dimensional shift, and a revolution in terms of how we include different components of e-commerce. That was still the marketplace success. Now it is how we decentralize different components of e-commerce, and that's going to spell the future of e-commerce, so that every entity with their core strength can play a role on the network and ensure that the entire value chain is seamless, giving a desired result for buyers and sellers. I'm
So I mean,
excited as you are. Yeah.
right. I think kudos to the entire ONDC team, because we have been seeing the journey from the past 18 months, and how sectorially you have tried to look at the problem, right? I mean, we have seen the initial days of mobility, where I'm sure that Namaya 3 is doing an incredible job. I mean, it's a very, very reliable partner at this point of time for any booking,
Yeah.
right? And then you have started working with F&B restaurant category, food category, and we know what's happening in the social media, like all those comparisons which are happening. But it's not just about the price, right? It's also, like as you rightly said, you are also trying to increase the pie, right? I mean, it's not price is
Correct.
something which will you take you to some place, but it's essentially gonna be the addition of new wave of customers which are coming to ONDC, right? And then you looked at the grocery segment, where again, like, I mean, I'm very proud to say that last couple of weeks I've successfully convinced my wife to order more from ONDC than the traditional players. And now coming to the D2C segment, right? So the sectorial approach which you have taken, I think that's incredible, because it also helps you to focus on one segment and do good and then move to the other, right? So I mean, since you're also a specialist in D2C, so let me come to a couple of questions which we have got it
Sure.
before the thing. One is, Badri, like post last couple of weeks, we have been looking at the data. One thing we have seen is, especially the large amount of audience we are seeing from cities where we generally don't get the e-commerce orders, right? And I was looking at it, I saw that there are more than 391 cities where we got orders in the last 1 week, right? So
Mhm.
how do you see this evolving in the next 1 year? Because you'll be looking at generally the metro cities or tier 1, tier 2 to start with, but I mean, ONDC is already making a difference from the tier 3 and tier 4 cities already.
So I'll tell you, Dilip, a very interesting fundamentals that we need to understand about our country. Okay, this is a country with very high degree of smartphone penetration and internet literacy.
Nice.
Social media consumption to YouTube consumption. Our country is per capita consumption is the highest in the world, right?
Yes.
Now, what ONDC is trying to solve in phase one is access. So you see those cities where this marketplaces or D2C brands could never venture. The moment we have that decentralized framework where you come as a seller network participant bringing supply, many other digital giants coming as buyer applications bringing demand. And also on network, there are highly efficient service providers, logistics service providers coming as logistics applications. Then what we solved is access for those geography which had a smartphone, which understands e-commerce, they are digitally literate, and they understand the value and usage of wallet and UPI. They suddenly started getting supply, right? So their natural reaction is to experiment and experience it. That's what's happening. So now from this stage of access with D2C brands, where we can ensure that the catalog richness is higher, where you can ensure the experience for a customer is more elevated with respect to the imagery, content, and usage, so many things which will help them in taking a decision, which will help buyer applications and sellers or seller applications for a higher conversion. We are going to solve for experience in the next phase. You see, internally, that is the whole essence of how we are trying to stabilize our contract, the digital contract of the protocol, how we are trying to collaboratively work for a higher uh, experience with respect to richer catalog, how we are pushing each other for a fill rate and a better delivery mechanism. So from access, where the cities have started reacting, it will be more experience in the future. And we'll see a larger geography as we keep opening more categories and logistics applications pulling in more efficiency with respect to delivery, seller applications pulling in more supply of varieties of products and services. We see this geography getting wider.
Understood. I think all the D2C brands out there, I think this is a very core concept, and I'm expecting at least a 2x jump in terms of demand, probably in the next 12 months, and that's gonna add another $100 billion of GMV to Indian e-commerce, right? It's a very large pool, and Badri, we also did this experiment last week. We were trying to kind of find an intersection of the kind of customer orders our existing D2C brands were receiving. And we saw a
Okay.
complete new set of customers, right? These folks who have bought through the ONDC network have never purchased anything from those brands before, right? From the marketplaces, which means, yeah, as you rightly said, this is completely a new breed of customers who are coming in, right? So moving on from that, the next question, see, I mean, we all, as a D2C brand, and we all will look at the margins and what are the charges involved, what are the marketplace charges which are involved in the traditional players, and and it's also good that ONDC is tackling that. There are multiple players, multiple seller apps coming, multiple buyer apps coming into picture, where I'm sure that the competition will evolve, right? So I mean, is that something of a real problem you want to address? The margins which the brands are receiving through the traditional marketplaces?
So I'll tell you, Dilip, it's a very critical question and a critical point of discussion for every business, right? Not only D2C, also we have opened B2B. Every sector believes that every penny saved is better for the bottom line, right? And with ONDC, my shout out to all the D2C brands over here, it's not the penny, it's a whole dollar that you are going to save. When we decentralize different components, like the buying side of the story where the demand is being fulfilled by the buyer applications, you are actually not putting your money anymore in terms of any performance marketing or any ATL, BTL to attract a new customer. Where we are expecting that millions of customer, and Dilip, as the data says, with only Paytm and PhonePe put together, Bangalore and Delhi, we have more than 100 million monthly transacting users, right? So these 100 million users now, and ever increasing with every new buying application joins the team, and every time we open a new city or a new geography, this will constantly increase. So the entire plethora of these customers, new customers, they come free for all the brands, right? So your CAC, so-called customer acquisition cost, is literally nil, is zero. Now coming to the retention of it, we all know, and that is one of the reason why D2C brands have not been extremely successful with their D2C website or applications, because customers buy a basket. And what every brand brings is a part of the basket. Now, with multiple brands and multiple products available on the buyer application, complies the basket. So you will see that customer retention is also going to increase here. The moment you put no money in customer acquisition, still get a customer. And the moment with other brands help. So this is no competition. This is a very new concept in e-commerce. This is how you complement each other for that customer basket. And with every complement in that basket, you retain that customer. So here, the customer lifecycle value is more traceable and higher pronounced. It's far better than how it used to happen previously.
Correct, correct. And I think one more point you just mentioned as the visibility and the control which brands have on the network, right? I mean, so
Yeah,
this is
so
also a very very level playing field where
correct.
the brands also own all this whole journey of the customer.
So completing that first point, the moment you are available on ONDC, you are democratically available on all buyer applications, right? Now it is the value perception and the richness of the catalog which is going to define the customer experience, and purchase decision is going to be very, very key. So rather putting money in traditional performance marketing and getting a visibility, every brand should focus on a better catalog and a better value proposition for the end consumer, right? For the
Right.
customer. Now, once you do that, then definitely every buyer application will also start pushing you, and also you will start getting visibility. The second aspect, Dilip, is we see lot of autonomy which is in the seller's hand now to pronounce the term of trade, made with a commission to the buyer application, made with the return of the product or return window or serviceability, wherever you want to sell, whatever pricing and combination of products that you want to make. Lot of autonomy of scale. Now it's no more your marketplace or your D2C constraints define what you sell. It's rather an opportunity which gives you more scope to define your product proposition and value proposition, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Third, I would definitely say you have more access to first party data. You
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
now Paytm, PhonePe, Misho, or Airpay's customer details are going to come to you as a customer, as your
Absolutely.
customer, right?
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course, you may not retarget them. We always refrain you to let you know that don't retarget them because of the data privacy rules in India. But yes, if you get Badri's name, number, email ID, and address, and millions of such data with your transactions, definitely it gives you a lot of insight, not only
Absolutely.
to plan the pricing and value proposition, but also inventory. That hey, you
Absolutely.
can see from this particular geography at this particular hour, I'm getting this much of demand and I need to comply to that, right? So opportunity loss will be less and your demand generation will be high. Fourth critical point, Dilip, would be if any brand has a retail outlet or a offline presence. So definitely, as we know, on ONDC, you can always have your central inventory exposed and your local inventory exposed for a hyperlocal delivery. That means the same investment in that particular store is going to give you more ROI. So these are to name a few of the benefits that a D2C brand can expect. And as it is a decentralized concept, there are so many more innovative opportunities that are going to come on your way.
Right. So, Badri, adding to that point, I think one of the requests which we keep seeing is essentially the customer loyalty, right? I mean, do you think ONDC will be introducing a centralized concept related to the loyalty?
So we are deliberating on it, but however, I'll definitely focus on two other things.
Okay.
So, loyalty is always with the product or the brand, right?
Yeah.
ONDC may never centralize it, but it will be decentralized with respect to generated on buyer applications or different buyer applications. However, brands would be able to retain it. So we call it reputation. So once a particular brand with particular performance of the products generates or creates a reputation on the network, the brand would be able to retain it and make it portable across all buyer application. That means any new buyer application joining ONDC network will also be able to showcase that particular higher rating initial for initial action on that buyer application. right? So this is something which is going to be very, very critical. The second critical thing would be ONDC is also planning to give an opportunity for all the D2C players out there to give a badging. So, for example, if your product has certain unique sales proposition or can be verified by someone. For example, it might be a simple halal certificate, right? So you can be able to showcase that badging that hey, my products are halal certified, or if it is endorsed by, for example, state of Karnataka. There are certain range of products which is endorsed by Khadi or state of Karnataka. So that particular badge can also flow. We are trying to figure out a framework where
Nice.
a different badging which would add more trust to your product, which would give more trustfulness to the customer to shop your products, are also going to be part of the network.
Absolutely. I think those are really, really helpful. So I think before I ask you the last question, so one thing, Badri, like I think my comment to most of the D2C brands reaching out to us for onboarding, I think probably 6 months back or 1 year, we would have been telling, okay, just wait, we'll see. But now this is not the time to sit in the gallery. You have to enter the ground and you have to stay playing, right? So it's a time where all the D2C brands out there, whoever is watching, should ideally enter ONDC. They should be visible, because wherever your customers are there, your product should be visible, right? I'm sure that
Correct.
right now it may not make a huge dollar difference for your revenue, but I'm sure that in the next 6 months to 1 year of time, it's gonna make, right? So, Badri, so any last thoughts? Because I think this is very dear to you. I know you can talk for a long time, but again, especially any advice for the D2C brands?
Yeah, sure. So, with respect to time, and we have another interesting part of this session waiting for you. I would definitely propose all D2C brands without thinking much or without much deliberation. Start your integration with ONDC. This is definitely going to give you first movers advantage to explore new geographical terrains, and definitely an opportunity to show your agility on an open framework. So for all established brands, definitely it adds to your agility with respect to how you perform on an open network. And hey, millions of customers are actually waiting for you. If you have a brand recall, a product recall, just go for it. And for all startups, imagine that your pitch deck, where slides after slides put that customer acquisition cost and retention cost, is absolutely nil. It
Yeah,
makes you more sustainable as a business and gives more reasons to your investors to smile. And that's
absolutely.
all
Yeah,
from my side.
yeah, yeah. That's those are absolutely brilliant. Thanks a lot, Badri, and Ankita. Over to you. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank
Good
you.
luck.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So we have received one question from Limbesh saying, what is ONDC? So let me explain that first. So ONDC stands for Open Network for Digital Commerce. It is a digital commerce platform which is launched by the Government of India to provide a framework for promoting e-commerce and the digital trade in the country, to create an open, transparent, and interoperable ecosystem that benefits the consumers, right? So, what an enriching session, I would say. I've been diligently taking my notes throughout. I'm sure our audience is captivated by the enlightening conversation between Dilip and Badrinath. Thank you so much again for sharing your expertise and valuable insights. Your presence as seasoned experts in the D2C space truly elevates this discussion and enriches your viewers' understanding of ONDC's profound impact on the digital commerce success. Well, we have one more guest from a renowned D2C brand, which is Pranay Nirgude, who is the business head at Bombay Shaving Company. He's going to guide us on ONDC from a brand's perspective. So let's bring him on the screen. Hi, Pranay. How are you? It's so
Hey,
great to
hi
have you on
Ankita.
this session.
Yeah, it's really good to be here. Yeah, I've been
First,
actually following ONDC since like long time now, and it's really good to be part of this ecosystem right now, and to pivot it exceptionally high. Yeah.
thank you so much. Now, first and foremost, huge congratulations on the phenomenal success of Bombay Shaving Company, which has been achieved, in the past few weeks. It's been an exhilarating journey, and we can't wait to celebrate your brand's soaring revenue. Also, our viewers are brimming with excitement to learn more about your stories. So please introduce yourself.
So, just to give you a short brief, being a mechanical engineer, I moved to e-commerce when uh, the acquisition of Flipkart actually happened in 2017-18. And that actually was a pivotal journey for me to get into e-commerce. So there I started with an organization called as ANS Commerce, which recently got acquired by Flipkart. And since then, I've been into D2C space, and D2C primarily excites me a lot because you have a lot of levers to control. You have your audience right in front of you. You understand your customers very well, and a customer is just a phone call away to understand what exactly is the problem that they are facing. So all of the levers are in your hand, and you can actually pull anything that you want to do. And yeah, that's generally an exciting journey to be into D2C space. And since then, I've done a lot of D2C freelancing. I've been associated with several brands. Launched many brands in India like Nivea, Philips, for their D2C space during COVID times. So amazing journey. Before Bombay Shaving, I was part of Global Bees, which is a house of brands, and we were having more than 50 plus brands in our portfolio, which were a phenomenal job in D2C space. So yeah, Bombay Shaving has always been a dream, honestly, because the content and everything that goes across the digital media for Bombay Shaving has been really exciting for me since last 3 to 4 years, and been following Shantanu for a good amount of 3 to 4 years. And when I got the opportunity, it was like I want to seize it ASAP. And yeah, that's how I got into Bombay Shaving. And since then, I've been taking care of D2C vertical in here, and looking after multiple new opportunities which comes across.
Right. Wow, that's truly impressive. Just the other day, I was browsing through your LinkedIn profile, and it's filled with incredible experiences with D2C brands. And I must say, we couldn't have asked for a perfect guest to join us for this webinar.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so before moving ahead, I want to show you all the interesting journey of Bombay Shaving Company's onboarding on SellerApp. So, Pranay, can you please take us back to the moment when Bombay Shaving Company joined ONDC? What inspired the brand to take this step towards, exploring the limitless growth opportunities in the D2C brand?
So, when I joined Bombay Shaving, in fact, the very same month I joined Bombay Shaving Company, I was very much intrigued by whatever ONDC was doing. It recently pivoted. The several articles in newspapers and everything were coming across. So I knew that this is something not many D2C brands are doing. Not much awareness is there right now, and I want to.
I think there is some network issue. Let me just check. I think there was some network issue, so you can please continue, Pranay. You are not audible. Can you please unmute yourself? Yeah. No, you are not audible. For those who are attending the session, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you are liking this video until now, please hit the like button and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you will never miss another video. Our guest speaker is having some issue with the network, so he'll be coming soon. Till then, you can hit the chat box and ask your questions about ONDC, and we are all happy to answer it. I think now
Uh,
it's fine. Yes, please,
is
please.
it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, so
Please
sorry.
carry on.
So anyway, so since I was, very much intrigued by ONDC altogether, so I decided to move in with ONDC via SellerApp, and the integration was quite seamless. So we have all of our websites on Shopify, and it was just a small integration which took hardly a day, and all of my products and pricing and inventory was synced immediately with ONDC platform via SellerApp integration. So that was quite a seamless journey which was available there. After onboarding as well, the team was quite enthusiastic about getting my sessions and everything live. And once our products were live, it was so it was quite an since we went live, our product it took us, I guess, not more than 10 days or so since we got a huge boost on ONDC platform for sales, and since then the sales has been skyrocketed, and we have amazing promotions and everything planned for the coming month. And Dilip has been really exceptionally amazing in terms of getting our products live on all buyer apps and whatever platforms and promotions are going on for the month of August. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing, the incredible journey of Bombay Shaving Company with us. This is definitely going to serve as an inspiring example for other D2C brands looking to make a mark in the digital e-commerce space. Also, Bombay Shaving Company was one of the early adopters of ONDC. I can imagine being an early adopter might have brought some unique apprehensions during the onboarding process. So, as the business head, what were your initial thoughts and how did you tackle those hurdles? Like, could you walk us through a specific campaign, strategy, or initiative which proved very much instrumental in driving conversions and sales?
So when we started onboarding, there were a couple of challenges, being an early adopter into this. Very basic, the flow of orders, the inventory flow, how much allocation do I need to do with this space? It was a huge question mark for me. So when we are doing all sorts of allocation, demand planning, and everything for the month, we had very small allocation when it comes to ONDC platform, and all of a sudden, like since 2 weeks, we have seen a surge. So that was one of the major challenges. I would say that inventory planning was not sufficiently done, because honestly we all underestimated ONDC as a platform, how much revenue can the ONDC bring in. Second was all of our orders which came in were majorly from tier 2 and tier 3 cities all over India, which was also like very much unexpected for us. So when the order came in, generally we get it dispatched within 24 hours from our respective warehouses, whichever the closest is, and that became a little bit challenging, because cost optimization becomes a little bit challenging when it comes to tier 2 and tier 3 cities, where we have been primarily optimizing. We actually got it resolved as of now. So for next month, we will be much better shape when it comes to inventory planning as well as cost optimizations. Although the cost commission is much less as compared to other marketplaces, so it is a no-brainer that we want to scale up ONDC as much as possible.
Oh, okay. Pranay, I'm genuinely impressed by your strategic prowess and the way you harness the potential of ONDC to propel the Bombay Shaving Company to new heights, and it exemplifies your exceptional leadership and the industry knowledge as well. So now understanding the benefits of any digital platform is, equally crucial for informed decision making, efficient strategies, targeting the right audience. So, staying competitive and maximizing the opportunities to achieve success in the digital world. So, here are the key benefits of ONDC for all you viewers out there. Pranay, we all love stories of success and overcoming the obstacles. Can you tell us how ONDC's benefits and features played a crucial role in the brand's growth and achievements?
So honestly, when it comes to any sort of a D2C brand, every D2C brand has a good presence in metro cities and tier one cities. One major hack, and it's you can only say it hack, or you can also call it as a audience which is present in D2 tier two city is huge. Tier two and tier three cities, and their penetration of ONDC as a platform is amazing, given primarily the phone pay or Paytm app, from the buyer side, which are actually getting a huge amount of orders. So that sort of penetration which ONDC is providing is amazing, is phenomenal. Because of that, we have been able to take out much better insights where and what sort of products we want to go across. We want to go all in. That has been an amazing insight which we were able to get out. And in terms of the revenue structure which ONDC is offering, and as well as all sorts of fundamentals which are there, ease of business as well as ease of integrations which are available on ONDC. As even if you are not having your own shipping partner, you can utilize an external already available shipping partners, which are more than 10, I believe. So that sort of integration for a small seller as well, it becomes a huge success that ONDC is enabling every seller and giving an amazing opportunity for it not to be a marketplace dominated, but a equal opportunity for seller as well as buyer to get products at a good cost as well as a value for money.
Right. I think it's clearly evident that embracing the platform's advantages have empowered your brand to make informed decisions and also implement efficient strategies and effectively target the right audience. And for all the D2C brand owners watching this video, this is definitely your go-to. Okay, let's talk about stats. I've got some exciting insights to share with you regarding your orders on ONDC. So, we have been carefully analyzing the data, and a major chunk of your orders is pouring in from tier one and tier two cities. Also, there's a concentration of orders coming in from 400 plus cities surround the metros, right?
Yeah.
So, this makes it clear that ONDC is making a remarkable impact, penetrating markets like never before and elevating your business's efficiency. If this trend continues, we can definitely confidently say that ONDC just be the DPI of the decade. And we know the basic principles of ONDC is bundling and interoperability. It's evident that cataloging plays a crucial role in showcasing the products effectively. So tell us about the application of these principles, how it influenced your cataloging process on ONDC. How did you manage the complete process?
So generally, what I have seen is whatever products which we were selling on our own website, uh, we initially tried to sell the same products on ONDC as well. But what worked amazing was we tried to bundle up some products which were actually giving us. We tried some unique combos altogether on the website, on ONDC website. So whatever products which we created, the combos and everything which we created have always had a unique selling proposition, as well as I was able to optimize on the logistics cost on those. So we generally tackle those, created those combos in such a way that it is appeasing to my target audience. So if you see, my majority of the chunk is coming from Jaipur as a. So we created combos like the products that we have been very much Jaipur focused. We recently did a campaign with IPL. So those combos which we created in Jaipur focus region have been really has been working really well for us, specifically when it comes to Jaipur. And surprisingly, when we were talking to some of the customers, like who actually placed an order, so they were calling us for queries and everything. A tier two and tier three customers generally gets really anxious when the customer is going to receive the order. So whenever we were having those conversations with the customer and from my customer support team, we got to know that these are first these are our first time customers, and getting and telling them what our product is, and even getting a feedback about all of our products was quite amazing. So they some of the customers actually gave us a feedback that what they have placed 2 to 3 orders consecutively in, like, last 3 to 4 days. So we were able to create combos as per the customer's requirement as well, when we were talking to customers from these cities and these villages as well, you can say.
Right. Thank you, Pranay, for the insights on the cataloging process. I think with the basic principles of ONDC, D2C brands can showcase the power of a standardized approach to cataloging, ensuring seamless interactions with the customers and even maximizing the visibility of their products. Now, with so many marketplaces out there, it can be overwhelming to choose the right fit for your brand. So, what's your take on other marketplaces compared to ONDC? How does ONDC stand out for Bombay Shaving Company's unique needs?
When it comes to any D2C brand, I generally believe brand should have a presence on all of the marketplaces. So, definitely having your presence, discovery is one of the major factors for all of the D2C brands. So, wherever the customer is, you should have your product. That is generally the first principle of any D2C brand. So, when it comes to discovery, I believe the customer shift is happening from uh, these marketplaces, the major marketplaces in India, to secondary marketplaces, and I believe ONDC is going to become a primary marketplace in soon next couple of months, or maybe a year or so, given the success of UPI which we have seen in last couple of years. So the way that ONDC has been capturing and acquiring customers from different buyer side apps is phenomenal. So I generally feel there will be a major shift which will happen, even though all sorts of payment gateways were doing amazing historically, but UPI became a major chunk of payment transaction right now. Last month we have seen somewhere 8 billion transactions which happened through UPI in the month of May. So that was phenomenal number which I was seeing, and it was more than
That's really
58% jump.
impressive.
Yeah. So with those numbers in mind, I generally feel the people generally buying from D2 ONDC will be much higher, and it's only going to go up. And given the customer acquisition cost so low for all of the D2C brands, it's a no-brainer that everyone should be there. And as we all have seen that it's a funding winter, every brand out there is looking out for profitable businesses to scale up. So this is no brainer that ONDC should be one of the major marketplace channel which is out there, which every D2C brand should invest into and scale it up aggressively.
Right. Pranay, your perspective will be, immensely valuable for D2C brands exploring their marketplace options. And as a trailblazing brand, your first-hand experience in navigating other marketplaces and ultimately choosing ONDC speaks volumes about its distinctive advantages. So thank you so much, Pranay, for your genuine responses and for sharing the invaluable lessons you have learned along the way. Also, your experiences as a pioneering brand on ONDC truly exemplify the spirit of digital commerce, and I'm certain that our audience will walk away inspired and empowered by your story.
Thanks a
Also,
lot, Ankita. Yeah.
yeah. Also, a big thank you to our wonderful audience for your amazing response and comments. Hope you found this video helpful. Well, it's your support that keeps us going. Um, it encourages us to bring out more helpful videos like this. So, if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to SellerApp. Let us know if you guys want us to create detailed seller guides on any specific topics. You can leave your suggestions in the comment section below, and we'll definitely create them for you. If you haven't already, click the bell icon so that you will never miss another video. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social media channels for more helpful content. And as always, happy selling!